I just feel for the last maybe year and a half, I've
Mm-hmm.
had no role model at all. There was no map to follow about the direction in which I was building my business.
From the topsoil up.
Hmm?
From the topsoil up.
Yeah,
I mean, like, where do I plant these seeds? Like, how many rows should I have?
yeah, that's
Should I
right.
do broccoli or is it tomatoes?
Yeah, that's right. There is trial and error. There is trial and
Yeah.
error, and there are a lot of blocks. And I think one of the first, wow, like if I'm tracking back because things have moved so quickly, but it was
Mm,
sort of that moment when I was still at the station, and we're going, but we've got all this, we've got this, right? Like we've got the
mm.
studios, we've got the talent, we've been reading books for years, even though we didn't podcast them ever because that breaches copyright, but we actually had
Mm.
copyright exemption to be able to just live read.
Yeah.
Because we're a disability station.
Yeah.
So I said, we've got this. We've
For
got
a fair, what do they call it? For a fair deal in the Copyright Act, I think it is. If it's for a fair deal, education, something like that,
yes,
to
yeah,
represent, then I think. But again, that's a bit how long's a piece of string too, isn't it?
absolutely.
Like you read 38 chapters, that's probably a little more than a sample.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And we were fine because we were never, the original mission of the station is never to sell a book. But then it's sort of like,
Mm.
okay, if we're then going to create maybe a little bubble of an industry that will bring money into the station, like all not-for-profits now have to have some type of income stream.
Absolutely.
So
You won't get a look in. You won't get a look in with any kind of government or council sponsorship unless you can co-pay.
demonstrate, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We'll give you half, but you got to stump up the other half.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. But then the first hurdle we came across that I
Mhm.
came across was like, oh my God, you can't upload this onto a global platform
Mm.
without going through a third party.
Yes, 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 absolutely. I was in exactly the same space when I at the very early days starting up,
Yeah,
and went, I've got all of that and I've got all of this and I know how to do that and I can get that right and yeah, I can tick all those boxes and RMS this and limit to that. It's all going to sound good, blah, blah, know how to, let the authors know how to record, where to record, when to record, know all of that sort of thing. And then, there's this mob called the Audiobook Creation Exchange somewhere over there in the US. And that's the way that people in the US and Canada do it.
mm.
And that's all.
Yeah.
I'm going, like, what about Australia? It's kind of going, well, where?
Yeah, when Australia isn't there. And you go,
Yeah, true.
and I don't know
Might
about
have been the
you,
UK as well from memory, but
yeah.
it was very limited, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I sort of immediately got onto my American friends, US
Mm-hmm.
friends, who have a small publishing company. They're sort of in education.
Oh, yeah.
And we explored, I feel terrible for having put them to all this trouble, but honestly, it was really a wilderness. If we sent books via their publishing company,
Mm-hmm.
would they be able to upload it, as American publishers? Because you have
Yeah.
to have an American address. And then, of course,
Yes, and an American bank account. I remember
American
when I
bank
first
account.
looked at ACX, yeah.
Yeah.
No
And then,
PayPal or anything like that, or VPNs or anything like that.
yeah. It's
Ah.
very hard to explain this to people who are like starting out wanting to publish their own book. And you go, good luck there, if you want to just do it by yourself. But then suddenly they said, well, if for every book, then we get taxed over there.
Yes,
So we
that makes
couldn't,
sense because it's their income.
because it's their income. And then
Oh,
they'd have to transfer money back to the radio station, and that would involve international transfer fees. And it just
which can be
became
quite hefty. Yeah,
such a nightmare that we
yeah,
went, okay, at least
not
we
going to happen.
explored it. That's not going to happen.